Hi friends, today we are going to discuss on patient-related factors affecting drug absorption under the subject biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics. As we all know, as patient to patient, absorption pattern may vary and difficult to handle such condition. Today in this section, we are going to deal with what are the things we want to consider while administering drug to patient to patient. Before dealing with the patient related factors, I think we want to briefly discuss on the anatomy and physiology of the GI tract. First of all, gastrointestinal tract. The gastrointestinal tract comprises of a number of components and the primary function is the secretion, digestion and absorption. And mean length of the entire GIT is 450 centimeter and major functional component includes small intestine, stomach, and small intestine include the duodenum, jejunum and ileum, and large intestine, colon. And this GIT is lined by a thin layer of mucopolysaccharide which will act as an impermeable barrier to the particulates such as bacteria, cells or food particles. Here, this thin layer of mucopolysaccharide, that is either called as mucus or mucin, which act as an impermeable barrier to this bacteria, cell as well as food particle. This table shows the anatomical and functional differences between the important regions of GIT, that is in stomach, small intestine, large intestine and in rectum. The stomach pH that is 1 to 3, moving to small intestine become basic 5 to 7.5, large intestine 7.9 to 8 and in rectum 7.5 to 8. Length diameters of the cilia can be seen in this table itself, and the absorption role, that is in stomach, the acidic, lipophilic, acidic and neutral drugs are preferred over here, while in small intestine all type of drugs are absorbed, where in large intestine some drugs, water and electrolytes are absorbed, and also in rectum all types of drugs are absorbed. The mechanism, as we already discussed in the first portion, that is fast diffusion, is carrying out in most of the process and either by Canbecki transport, and in rectum endocytosis is also carrying out. Stomach. The stomach can be seen as a bag-like structure having a smooth mucosa and so it having a small surface area. Mostly acidic drugs are absorbed in the site due to the acidic environment caused by the secretion of the hydrochloric acid. The gastric pH aids the dissolution of normally the basic drug because of two reasons. One is due to the salt formation and subsequently the ionization which then get absorbed to a lesser extent from the stomach. The stomach is not the principal region for the drug absorption because of three reasons. That is, in stomach the total mucosal area is small, as well as here the epithelia is dominated by mucus secreting cell than the absorptive cell. So the absorption here is less compared to small intestine. Third thing is that here the gastric resistance time is limited, due to which there is limited opportunity for the gastric uptake of the drug. Gastric residence time means that is how much time the drug retain in the stomach. That is gastric residence time. Then small intestine. It is the major site of absorption of most drug due to its special character. That is due to large surface area. This large surface area can be explained in the next slide. Second thing, the great length of the small intestine, that is result in more than 200 square meters of this several times than the stomach. Here greater blood flow, that is 6 to 10 times than the stomach, that is 5 to 7.5 pH range. This is favorable for the absorption. Slow peristaltic movement is carrying out. Peristaltic movement means that is the wave like muscular contraction that is seen in the tubular structures, especially in the esophagus as well as the small intestine, and high permeability are the special characters that aid the major absorption site as small intestine. I tell the larger surface area of small intestine provide it as a major site of absorption. This larger surface area is due to mainly by this force of Kerckering, villi and microvilli. Force of Kerckering means that is the force that is present in the intestinal mucosa. This force of Kerckering is present in the intestinal mucosa result in threefold increase in the surface area. Next thing is the surface of this fold. The fold is known as folds of Kerckering, and the surface of this fold, that is above the surface of this fold, possesses a finger-like projection. That finger-like projection is known as the villi, which increase the surface area to 30 times. And from the surface of the villi, that is from here, from the surface, we can see several microvilli with the help of a microscope, and this microvilli make 600 times increase in the surface area. So by the presence of the force of Kerckering, villi and microvilli, and because of these factors there is increase in surface area and produces more absorption from the small intestine. Coming to the case of large intestine, we can tell that its length and mucosal surface area is small compared to the small intestine. Its content are neutral or alkaline, and main role of this large intestine is the absorption of water and electrolyte. However, we can see a long residence time. So here the colonic transit is important in case of large intestine, that is the movement of drug through the colon, that is the colonic transit, and it is used in the study the effect or for the treatment of gut motility. This is used in the absorption of poorly soluble drugs and sustained release dosage. Next, I think we can move into the patient related factors one by one. First factor is age. That is, in infants, the gastric pH is high and intestinal surface and blood flow to GIT is low, that result in altered absorption pattern. But in case of elderly person, there is altered gastric emptying is the decreased intestinal surface area and GI blood flow, and higher incidence of eclohydria, and there is bacterial overgrowth in small intestine. And due to this reason, we can see a variation in infants as well as the elderly persons. That is, I think you know the fact that is in infants, that is in new birth, we can see the chances of reflux. High pH is seen in infants, that is more chances of reflux as well as regurgitation can be seen in 3 to 4 months baby due to the muscle is not matured well, and in growing age, that is when the 3 to 4 month baby become 18-month-old, this reflex action get reduced. And this, in case of elderly patient, there is higher incidence of eclohydria, that is production of hydrochloric acid in the gastric secretion of the stomach is low or absent, and they may result in infections like problem, and finally result in the absorption of iron like problem. So this age, that is in particularly infants and elderly persons, we want to consider the chances of this eclohydria, gastric pH problems, etc. in both infants as well as elderly persons. Second factor is the gastric emptying. That is, apart from the dissolution and spermiation, the passage from stomach to the small intestine can be called as gastric emptying. This gastric emptying can be called as a rate limiting step because the major site of drug absorption is intestine. There is two chances are there. This gastric emptying is a first order process, that is it produces, that is it is concentration dependent, and this gastric emptying can be result in increased bioavailability of a drug. There is two way of gastric emptying effect are there. First thing, that is in situation where rapid gastric emptying is recommended in four cases. That is, rapid removal of the drug is needed in four situations. That is, first one, if the rapid onset of action is needed, such as in case of sedative. That is, it produces sedative effect and it will be rapidly removed from the body. In such situation, rapid gastric emptying is recommended. Second, dissolution of drug that is occurs in the intestine, that is entry-coated dosage form. Entry-coated means the polymer barrier coated applied in the oral medication that is present to control the dissolution as well as disintegration. And the drugs which are not stable in the gastric fluid can be rapidly gastric emptying is needed. Example in case of penicillin G and erythromycin. And for the drugs which is better absorbed from the distal part of the small intestine, example vitamin B12. In this four situation, rapid gastric emptying is recommended. Next case is delay in gastric emptying, that is we want to retain this drug for a long time is recommended in cases. That is, first case, the food presence promote the drug dissolution and absorption. Example in case of rhizophlavin. Here we want to delay this gastric emptying. Second thing is that the disintegration and dissolution of dosage form is promoted by gastric fluid. In such cases, we need delay. And third case, the drug dissolves slowly. Example in case of rhizophlavin. And for the drugs that irritate the gastric mucosa, example aspirin, phenylbutazone, etc. Gastric emptying is a first order process and several parameters are used to quantify this gastric emptying. First one, gastric emptying rate. That is, at what speed the stomach content empty into the intestine. That speed is gastric emptying rate. Second, gastric emptying time. That is, the time required for the gastric content to empty into the small intestine. That time can be called as gastric emptying time. Gastric emptying T half is the time taken for half the stomach contents to empty. Shortly we can tell, longer the gastric emptying time, that is more time is needed to empty the contents, lesser the gastric emptying rate. This gastric emptying of a drug can be studied in vivo by using a radio opaque contrast material. In vivo means what? That is, the effect of various biological measures can be tested on the whole or living organism, usually animals or maybe in human being. Such in vivo tests can be studied by using the radio opaque contrast material like barium sulfide or tagging the drug with a radioisotope and scanning the stomach at regular intervals of time. A large number of factors that influence the gastric emptying. First one is the volume of meal. That is, if the larger bulk of the meal is the longer the gastric emptying time. Second, the composition of meal. That is, predictably, the rate of gastric emptying is in the order, that is carbohydrate greater than protein greater than fat. That is, for the delayed gastric emptying, fatty meals is beneficial for the absorption of poorly soluble drugs like rhizophlavin. Third thing, the physical state and viscosity of meal. That is, if liquid meals take less than an hour to empty, whereas a solid meal need long time, as we all know. Like viscous material also empty at a slower rate in comparison to less viscous material. Fourth one, the temperature of the meal. That is, if high or low temperature is the that is in compared to our body temperature, reduce the gastric emptying rate. Next, gastrointestinal pH. That is, gastric emptying is retarded at low stomach pH and promoted at higher pH. That is, in case of the various acid, that is the weight of the acid, that is molecular weight of the acid increases, that causes a reduction in the gastric emptying. That is, hydrochloric acid having greater emptying rate compared to citric acid. But in case of alkaline solution, a low base concentration, that is 1% concentration, increases the gastric emptying rate compared to 5% concentration. Then comes the influence, that is the electrolyte and osmotic pressure, that is electrolyte, water, isotonic solution, etc. empty the stomach rapidly, whereas higher electrolyte concentration decreases the gastric emptying rate. Then comes the body posture, that is the gastric emptying is favored while standing and lying on the right side, that is due to the downhill path, that is high concentration to low concentration in seen in such situation, whereas if you are lying on the left side or in supine position, that is supine means if the face is facing upwards, that is a supine conditions. In such condition, that is the lying face upward, that is supine condition. In thus two condition, that is the lying on the left side or supine positions, retard the gastric emptying rate. Next, emotional state, that is stress and anxiety promote the gastric motility, whereas depression retarded exercise, that is the vigorous physical training retard the gastric emptying. Disease state, that is disease like gastroenteritis, that is the intestinal infection by symptom like diarrhea, cramps, etc., as well as the pylori stenosis, that is the opening seen between the stomach and small intestine and resulting thickening, that is pylori stenosis, diabetes, hypothyroidism, etc. Such condition, the gastric emptying retards, whereas in case of partial or total gastrectomy, that is gastrectomy means the surgical removal of the a part or whole of the stomach, may result in gastric emptying rate in a higher rate. Duodenal ulcer and hyperthyroidism promote the gastric emptying. Last one is the drugs. The drug that retard the gastric emptying are the poorly soluble antacid, anticholinergics like atropine, propantholin, narcotic, that is the morphine, and tricyclic antidepressant. Whereas the prokinetic agent means what? The agent that enhances the GM motility by increasing the frequency without interfering with the rhythm of the body. Thus, prokinetic agent stimulate the gastric emptying. The passage of drug through the esophagus can be called as the esophageal transit, which is very important in person who are lying down in supine position or with little or not water. In such cases, there is chance of lodging of the dosage form in the esophagus and result in delayed absorption or may result in local damage to the mucosa. So, in such cases, we want to consider the patient to avoid gastric irritation. Third factor is the intestinal transit. That is, small intestine is the major site as we already discussed, and in most cases, that is, a long intestinal transit time is desirable for the complete drug absorption, and the residence time will depend on this intestinal motility due to the peristaltic contraction. That is, intestinal transit promote the drug absorption by various cancer, that is mainly by increasing the drug-intestinal membrane contact as well as enhancing the dissolution, especially for the poorly soluble drugs through the induced agitation. There is two cases of intestinal transit. One is one case, that is delayed intestinal transit, is desirable in some cases. That is for the drug that dissolve or release slowly from the dosage form. That is the drugs like sustained release product. Example, chlorothiazide. Second case, the drug that dissolve only in the intestine. That is enteric-coated formulation. Enteric-coated means that is they only dissolve or disintegrate in only after reaching the particular region. Third is the drug which absorbed from the specific site in the intestine like several vitamin B, lithium carbonate, etc. Fourth case, when the drug penetrates the intestinal mucosa very slowly, that is in case of drug like acyclovir. Fifth one, when the absorption of drug from the colon is minimal. In such condition, delayed intestinal transit is required. And this intestinal transit is influenced by several factors like food, drugs, and diseases. Food decreases the digestive secretion and diarrhea promote its, and drugs like metoclopramide that promote the gastric emptying and intestinal transit. That is, the diarrhea laxative drug like metoclopramide promote the intestinal transit, whereas the food, pregnancy, and anticholinergics demotes the intestinal. Fourth factor, gastrointestinal pH. That is, 10 raised to 7th fold difference in the hydrogen concentration can be seen in the gastric and in colonic fluids. And the GI pH influences the drug absorption in many ways. First one, through disintegration. That is, the disintegration of some dosage form is pH sensitive. That is, for the enteric-coated formulation, the coat only dissolves in intestine followed by the disintegration of tablet. Second is the dissolution. That is, the most of the drugs are either weak acid or weak base and is affected by the pH variation. Since the primary site of absorption is intestine, the poorly water soluble basic drug first dissolve in the acidic pH of the stomach and then move into the intestine. The way is by absorption. That is, depending upon the drug pK, whether it's an acidic or basic drug, the GI pH influences the drug absorption. As we already discussed this topic in the absorption pH partition hypothesis, fourth way affecting is stability. That is, the GI pH also influences the chemical stability of the drug. That is, the acidic stomach pH affect the drugs by degradation. Example in case of penicillin G, erythromycin, etc. Fifth factor is the blood flow to the GIT. That is, the GIT is supplied by the blood capillary network as well as the lymphatic system. Thus, the absorbed drug can be taken by blood or by lymph. Since the blood flow rate to the GIT is 500 to 1000 times more than lymph flow. Here we can consider the GI perfusion rate as a rate limiting step in the absorption of lipid soluble drug. That is, the perfusion rate increases after the meals but absorption is not influenced significantly. But the food may influence the blood flow to the GIT. That is, the perfusion rate increases after meals and persists for few hours. Sixth condition or factor is the disease state. That is, several disease conditions can influence the rate and extent of drug absorption. Three major classes are there, and this is due to the altered GI motility. Second, due to the gastrointestinal diseases and infection, and third, due to the gastrointestinal surgery. Altered GI motility, as we already discussed. And second is the gastrointestinal diseases and infection. That is the influence of eclohydria, that is decreased hydrochloric acid or absence of hydrochloric acid on gastric emptying and absorption, especially in case of acidic drugs are there. And the abnormality, that is two intestinal disorders can be studied here, result in malabsorption of the drug availability, that is the celiac disease as well as the Crohn disease. Celiac disease is the characterized by the destruction of villi and microvilli and result in less absorption. And Crohn's disease and steatorrhea, Crohn's disease, etc. And the GI infections such as shigellosis, that is a diarrheal disease caused by the bacteria, Guanete bacteria, Shigella, also the gastroenteritis, cholera, food poisoning, colitis, amoebiasis, etc. May affect the absorption. And third disease state is the gastrointestinal surgery, that is gastrectomy. Gastrectomy means complete or wholly removal of our gastrointestinal tract. This gastrectomy results in the drug dumping in the intestine due to the overdosage, osmotic diarrhea, and reduced intestinal transit time. So, intestinal surgery may influence the drug absorption and result in huge variation in drug deposit. That is in cardiovascular disease, that is the congestive heart failure influence the bioavailability of drug and result in edema of the intestine, decreased blood flow to the GIT and gastric emptying way, and result in altered GIPH secretion and microbial flora. And in hepatic diseases is the third disease condition, that is disorders such as hepatic cirrhosis. In such condition, the drug undergo the first pass metabolism, hepatic metabolism, example in case of propranolol, and enhanced bioavailability is seen over here. Seventh factor is the gastrointestinal content. A number of GI contents that affect the GI absorption. First one is the food-drug interaction. This table shows the influence of food on drug absorption, that is the influence of food with the drug, that what are the drugs that cause delayed absorption, decreased absorption, increased absorption, as well as the unaffected absorption. Just go through the delayed or decreased drug absorption is due to delayed gastric emptying, maybe due to the formation of poorly soluble or unabsorbable complex, example tetracycline with the calcium, and increased viscosity due to the food may result in delayed or decreased drug absorption. And increased drug absorption can be seen also due to the increased time of dissolution, enhanced solubility due to GI secretion such as bile, prolonged residence time, and increased lymphatic circulation may result in increased drug absorption. The specific meal content also influences the drug absorption pattern. An interesting example is the propranolol. The oral bioavailability of propranolol is increased by the influence of the high protein meal. That is, such a high protein meal increases the hepatic blood flow due to which two reasons. First one, it bypasses the first pass hepatic metabolism, and secondly, it promotes the blood flow to the GIT and aid the drug absorption. Second factor is the fluid volume. That is, the administration of a drug with a large fluid volume result in enhanced absorption. Example in case of erythromycin. That is, erythromycin is better absorbed when taken with a glass of water under fasting condition than if it is taken with meals. Third is the interaction of drug with the normal GI constituent. GIT contains a number of normal constituents such as mucin, bile salt, vitamins, etc. First one, mucin. Mucin is a protective mucopolysaccharide that is lining the GI mucosa that may interact, that is the mucin may interact with the streptomycin and certain quaternary ammonic hormones and may result in retard absorption. Second is with the interaction with bile salt. That is, bile salt aids the absorption of lipid soluble drugs such as glycofulvin and the vitamins, that is A, D, E, and K, decreases the absorption of neomycin and kanamycin by forming an insoluble complex. Drug-drug interactions in the GIT. Like food-drug interaction, drug-drug interactions are there. It may be either physicochemical or physiological. Physicochemical drug-drug interaction include first the adsorption, that is the antidiarrheal preparation containing the adsorbent like ataglutide, kaolin, pectin, etc. prevent the absorption of number of co-administered drugs, example promacin and lincomycin. Second is the complexation, that is the antacid containing heavy metals such as aluminium, calcium, iron, etc. retard the absorption of tetracycline through the formation of unabsorbable complex. Third, through the pH change, that is the basic drug dissolved in the gastric pH and result in physicochemical drug-drug interaction. That is example in case of tetracycline with the antacids such as sodium bicarbonate etc. result in high pH, that is elevation of pH and decreased dissolution rate, and finally the precipitation of the drug may occur. Second type is the physiological drug-drug interaction. It may be the mechanisms may be decreased GI transit in case of anticholinergics such as propanthenol etc. that may retard the GI motility and promote the absorption of drug like ranitidine, digoxin etc. Second, increased gastric emptying is a mechanism, that is in case of metoclopramide etc. promote the GI motility and enhances the absorption of tetracycline, levodopa etc. And third thing is the altered GI metabolism. That is, antibiotic inhibited the bacterial metabolism. Example, erythromycin enhances the efficacy of digoxin by altered GI metabolism. Eighth factor is the pre-systemic metabolism or first pass effect. The three main reasons for the decreased bioavailability are first, decreased absorption, destabilization or destruction of the drug, as well as the first pass or pre-systemic metabolism. What is first pass or pre-systemic metabolism? That is, before a drug reaches the systemic circulation or blood, it has to pass for the first time through the organs such as GIT and liver. So, there may be chance of loss of drug through this biotransformation by such eliminating organs during its passage into the systemic circulation. So such loss can be called as, or that path is known as the first pass pre-systemic metabolism. 3. Primary systems which affect the pre-systemic metabolism are the luminal enzyme, gut wall or mucosal enzyme, and hepatic enzyme. The way is by absorption. That is, depending upon the drug pK, whether it's an acidic or basic drug, the GI pH influences the drug absorption. As we already discussed this topic in the absorption pH partition hypothesis, fourth way affecting is stability. That is, the GI pH also influences the chemical stability of the drug. That is, the acidic stomach pH affect the drugs by degradation. Example in case of penicillin G, erythromycin, etc. Is the gut wall enzyme or mucosal enzyme. These are also called as the mucosal enzyme and they are present in stomach, intestine and colon. Example, alcohol dehydrogenase is an enzyme of stomach that inactivates the ethanol. Third is the bacterial enzyme. That is, the GI microflora present in stomach and small intestine and is rich in colon. Example, sulfasalazine, a drug used in ulcerative colitis, hydrolyzed sulfapyridine and 5-amino salicylic acid by the microbial enzymes of the colon. These are the different sites of pre-systemic metabolism. First, through the small intestine by luminal enzyme. Second, by metabolism by gut wall enzyme. Third, by bacterial enzyme of the colon. This is the first pass metabolism. By this, we come to the end of the section. Thank you for watching this session. Those who don't subscribe, Pharma Mitra, please subscribe. Comments are welcoming from your part. Thank you.